Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing quite a different video, but this is an exciting one. This is actually going to be a series on our blog and our YouTube channel all about different niches of products for e-com stores. This idea came around when we were digging a bit further into dropshipping and how people began to research ways to dropship, and we really felt like we wanted to sort of help those who were new to dropshipping, who are struggling to fully understand their audience, and that's really what this series is going to be about. So it's going to be about identifying your audience, knowing how to communicate to them, and being able to more effectively target that demographic of people. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the kitchen niche. That's why I'm in the kitchen today. We sort of narrowed down this audience of potential consumers into 4 main groups. And so I'll go over who these groups are, what each of those groups like, and unique selling points for each of them. So we'll dive right in. The 4 groups of people that we believe are most likely to purchase kitchen items through independent e-commerce stores fall within these 4 groups. We have the beginner, the chef, the collector, and the kitchen witch. And I'll speak a bit about each one and sort of why we think that they are so significantly different, and why they need to be communicated to differently. And I want to start with the beginner, because I think that this is something that a lot of dropshippers can struggle with. It's difficult to sell generic kitchen items for beginners on an e-commerce store. If we're thinking about people who are perhaps new to cooking, maybe just moved out on their own, they most likely are not going to be shopping for their beginner items on an independent e-commerce site. They are most likely going to go to those big box retailers or Amazon for some of those more basic items. So I think that though you may be able to target this group with a particular style, like let's say, something Southwestern that has cactuses all over it, or succulents, that like someone who loves succulents might be really drawn to. Those are just people that may happen to like the style of thing that you might be selling. So there isn't a great way to tailor to the very beginner. So finding something that may be able to tailor your products to a more specific style, if you are interested in selling those sort of, basic kitchenware like silverware, plateware, things like that, then finding sets perhaps that are very, very specific styles and trends could be more beneficial. So that's sort of the first group. I wanted to get that one out of the way because I'm not really going to touch on it much any further, because I think that the other 3 groups are a bit more of a sustainable option for you to be targeting in your e-commerce store. Group number 2 is the chef. Like, this is a person who is looking for more high-end products. They are interested in something quality. They want to know all of the product details. They want to do their research, and they're going to do their research, and they're going to compare prices, and they're going to compare usability and how things are used. They're going to compare reviews, most certainly. And these people are not impulsive. I think that's a really important distinction with this group. They are going to be willing to spend a little bit more. They're definitely more interested in those higher ticket items as long as they can be sure that it's the quality that they're going to be looking for. And if something does not meet their quality standards, then you may very well hear from this customer. So keep that in mind. So the third group here is the collector. And that is someone who is going to be more interested in those kitchen gadgets and the single-use tools, the ones that have, a really interesting, innovative use, something that you might see on TV, something that you it may just be marketed in a way that seems quite fun to use and is different and unique. And the collectors love these things. They have a million of them, and they're absolutely willing to buy the newest and greatest gadget out there. If your store is more geared towards selling those kitchen gadgets, you'll definitely want to pay attention to the audience information about the collector. That is definitely your audience. And the difference between, let's say the chef and the collector is the chef is far more interested in something that is quality, something that's going to last, and the collector is more interested in the item for its sort of kitschiness, for its for the fun aspect of using it and to sort of show it off, and they're a bit more playful, I suppose, and less serious with their purchases. It might still be something that they really want, but it's less of a longer term investment for the collector and more just to sort of satisfy this particular need or desire for this one item. So they're a fun group to market towards, so you can definitely have fun with them. And the last group is what we're calling the kitchen witch. And this is someone who is creative in the kitchen. They tend to choose more eco-conscious products, quite trendy. These customers want to know specifically how this item is different from its traditional equivalent. They want to know how the item may affect their carbon footprint or the environment, or how can it simplify their life or make their life more green. This is definitely pretty much every niche is going to have this type of consumer, but I think particularly in regards to the kitchen, this eco-conscious kitchen witch is a really interesting consumer. And they're definitely very trendy, but also I think that we'll see the most growth in the next few years with this particular demographic. So if you're interested in getting into the kitchen niche, this may be something to look into, especially if this is relevant to your interest. If you're able to talk about sustainability in any way in your content, then this will be a great niche for you to get into. What else do these audiences like? I mentioned this a little bit in the description of each, but I just want to kind of hammer it home. The chef, once again, really enjoys shopping in stores that make them feel confident in their consumer decisions. They are interested in a brand that is an authority. They want all of the details. They want so much clarity in those product descriptions, and they want quality. Be straight with these customers. Don't beat around the bush. They don't want flowery language. They definitely want clear, concise, direct communication and confidence. Make them feel confident that choosing your product is going to be far superior than any competitor out there. These are definitely customers that would be interested in knowing about your return policy, about your exchange policy, about how long it's going to take for that product to arrive to them. They are the professional amongst all of these other demographics. So they need to be taken a bit more seriously. And I think that if you respect them in that manner, they will absolutely respect you back, and would be much more willing to purchase from your store. The collector audience is more interested in convenience. They like that kitsch, that sense of humor in the specific gadget products that they might be interested in purchasing. Something that really works for this group is videos of the gadget in use. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this sort of like viral kitchen gadget this past year. It was like a wheel that would spin and cut chunks of watermelon. I don't know. A knife does the same thing, but this gadget was phenomenally successful amongst the people who were selling it in their e-commerce stores because it had a fantastic product video that showed it in use. It showed how easy it was to use. It looked fun to use. Everybody loves watermelon in the summer, so it was just it was a great winning product. And the collector type audience ate it up. They ate that watermelon up, they ate that gadget up, and they might have bought some for their friends. So think about that when it comes to the gadgets that you might be selling. Don't be afraid to have fun with this particular group of people. They are willing to spend a little bit of money on something that maybe has a bit of novelty to it. And the third audience, the kitchen witch, they really like confidence as well in the consumer decisions that they're making. They want to feel confident that choosing your store is superior to your competitors. And you can do that through reassurance, hitting those points of why your product is more sustainable, why your product is more efficient, why your product is XYZ, and addressing those potential concerns before they even ask them will be really effective with this group. Positive content is something that they absolutely resonate with. As a store owner with this particular kitchen witch group, you definitely can still be fun and lighthearted and open. They're much more willing to be a bit vulnerable. So yes, this kitchen witch group is going to respond well to positive content, content about life hacks, subtle ways that they can make additional changes in their life to be even more sustainable, things that just continue to strengthen your message. And that should be your brand's main priority. If you're selling items to this kitchen witch audience, that should be your primary focus, is being that leading name in sustainability for that particular product. Showing that you are a brand that cares about the environment in the same way that your consumer does will really benefit you here. And then lastly, I wanted to sort of mention some unique selling points that each of these groups love and some corresponding content that could bring this customer in. For the chef, some unique selling points that the chef would be interested in are, of course, quality. And that's number one. Can't beat around the bush with that. That is going to be their number one decision maker. Is this product quality? Is there a warranty? What is your return policy? What is your exchange policy? Because they want to make sure that this product is the best quality that they can possibly get, they are going to be interested in knowing those details, and laying out everything in a very clear manner for this audience would be your best bet. For the collector, they want items that are creative and useful. And if you demonstrate those on your product page, you'll bag this customer. And lastly, the kitchen witch, they want products that are innovative, thoughtful, and conscious. If you can prove to this particular set of customers that your product is more sustainable, healthier for them, healthier for their family, then you can certainly win with this group. And some corresponding content that pretty much any of these audiences would identify with are recipes, of course. The collector, I think, would mostly be interested in having some gift guides, maybe some other fun single-use kitchen gadgets, so that they can purchase similar things for themselves and also for their friends and family. The kitchen witch is definitely going to be interested in some life hacks, cooking hacks, sustainability hacks. As you can see, these three audiences are incredibly different, but each of them can be spoken to in a way that truly resonates and that creates that bond between you as a brand and that consumer. And I think being conscious of the products that you're choosing and really dialing in your niche to one of these categories will be far more beneficial than just trying to be like a general kitchen store. Really narrowing that focus is going to help you to speak more clearly to these customers, be able to relate on a more personal level to them, and build that trust and build that community. And that's truly what keeps customers coming back. We hope this was helpful. I definitely think that there is tremendous potential in the kitchen niche if you're interested in getting started in e-commerce. So if that's something that you are passionate about, I hope that you found some value in this video, and definitely check out our corresponding blog content over on dandelionbranding.com, and we will talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.